Hey y'all, this is Theron West II, and this is the Be Ready anthem, y'all. I hope y'all ready. Stay ready, be ready, 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 stay ready. Every show, new face, new dream. Young man out here building a team from the track to the court to the turf and the rings. They all grown different, but they got the same theme. Putting in work when the lights not on. Late night, early morning, still going strong. They don't do it for the lights, they do it for the fight. Future looking bright, cause they training for their life. So be ready, stay ready, 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 be ready, stay ready. Spotlight on them, time to show love. Brother smart and dream, all star from above. The hustle in their heart, purpose in their feet, and they voice on this mic that echoes in the streets. Every episode, no cap, no fake. Just young bugs grinding, rising to the stage. Different faces, same goals. Rise above the pressure, yeah, holding goals. So be ready, stay ready, 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 be ready, stay ready. So put your hands together for my boys, Coach Tony and Carlos, for the Be Ready podcast coming on right now. Let's get it, let's go, y'all.
And we are live again. We are live. Welcome, guys, to the Be Ready Sports Podcast. We are live, episode 105, y'all. We are here, episode 105. Thank you guys for supporting us. Past episode 100, here we are, episode 105. Thank you guys for supporting. Always, and make sure to like, share, subscribe. Here we are live on YouTube, so please make sure to like, share, subscribe. Also hit the bell icon so that you guys get notified of when we go live. Also, should be scrolling down the ticker a little bit. Hold on, Be Ready Sports Podcast live. And now, okay, you should be scrolling down the ticker right now. Follow us on our Instagram at Be Ready Sports Podcast. That's where we post sports news, podcast clips, anything podcast related or sports news related. It will be live on the Instagram. All right, so please follow us on our Instagram at Be Ready Sports Podcast, and then make sure to like, share, subscribe, hit the bell icon so they get notified of when we go live. All right, guys, that's my spiel. That's my intro spiel. Now let's bring on our guests tonight on this Saturday night here on the Be Ready Sports Podcast, episode 105. Let's do this. Tonight's guest is a 10-year-old class of 2033 basketball player from the state of Florida. He is a shooting guard that plays for Born Stars. This athlete was mentioned as a top performer in a tournament hosted by Coast to Coast Preps and the Alliance. This athlete enjoys traveling to different states and is a member of the National Elementary Honor Society. So now, please welcome to the Be Ready Sports Podcast, Parker Floyd. What's up, Parker? Welcome to the show.
Thanks.
All right, so Parker, so give a little icebreaker by yourself to the audience here tonight. Parker, you hear me? I'll give a little icebreaker by yourself to the audience here tonight.
Well, I just want to thank y'all for inviting me on this first, and I just want to thank my dad for letting me get to this point, and everybody who helped me with this. So, but yeah, just thanks for this opportunity.
Yeah, you're welcome. Obviously, you're welcome. Thank you for being on the show. Parker, Okay, so your chat is in the bottom right there. We're getting some support already. Shout out to JO_Gaming35. Parker, can you see that on the bottom right corner? That the support on the bottom right
Mm-hmm.
corner. All right, so you know who that is or no?
Yeah,
Who is that? Who is that?
yeah, that's from
Teammate.
teammates.
Teammate. All right.
There's Jason.
All right. Uh, do you want to give a little shout out to them? By the way, you can give as many shout outs as you can to your teammates, coaches, parents, anybody that you want to shout out during the show. You can shout out as many people as you want. So I'll give a shout out to your guy right there.
Yeah, shout out to Jason for helping everybody else on the team push through, and we helped him push through too. So yeah, shout out to him.
Shout out to you, Jason. Shout out to you. And thank you for supporting. Keep on going with the support. We got a long show here tonight, so keep on going with the support. All right. All right. So we know who you are, icebreaker. And now let's get right into the sports topics, shall we, Parker? So now let's get into the sports topics here. All right. So now let's talk about, all right. So this is our annual tradition, ASN history. So now, as you guys know on this show, we do ASN history. So basically, Parker, all these events here occurred on this day, basically in a different year. So for example, that first one right there, the Lakers, they fired GM Mitch Kupchak and hired Magic Johnson on this day in 2017. They named Magic Johnson president of basketball operations of the Los Angeles Lakers, and they fired general manager Mitch Kupchak back in 2017. So that was the day Magic Johnson entered the Lakers organization. I will not read the second one. 2021, the Timberwolves, they hired Chris Finch as head coach. Chris Finch, he is the current head coach for the Minnesota Timberwolves. They hired him back in 2021, 5 years ago. 2015, Chris Bosh, great center for the Miami Heat throughout all those years in the 2010s. It was reported on this day that he was out for the season with blood clots in his lungs. That ultimately ended his career in the NBA. And that occurred in 2015, 11 years ago on this day. So, yeah, so feel bad for Chris Bosh, but that's how his season ended in 2015. The Hawks, they fired Nate McMillan in 2023, 3 years ago. 2019, pretty weird one in this one, Parker. 2019, Jim Boehm, I believe he's a head coach for Syracuse at the time. Yes, he was a head coach at the time, was involved in an accident that struck a pedestrian on a highway, accidentally hits, and you guys can read there what happened. So, yeah, so unfortunate situation on that day in 2019. Don't know why that's there. It's a pretty weird event. I don't know why that's there, but guess it's there. 2022, Juwan Howard suspended for the remainder of the regular season. If you guys tune into the last night's show, we talked about Juwan Howard, basically of his altercation on that day. Now on this day, he got suspended for the remainder of the regular season. Speaking about Michigan, they're playing right now against Duke, number 1 against number 3. That game's going on right now, a Final Four type feel over there at the Capital One Arena. But on this day, in 2022, Juwan Howard, former NBA player who used to play for the Heat, got suspended. 2021, Timberwolves, they fired Ryan Saunders. He was the head coach. After 3 seasons, he was named the interim head coach after the firing of Tom Thibodeau in January 2019. That's when he took over. But on 2021, that's when they fired him. Rockets, they acquired Lou Williams. I'm pretty sure you guys know who he is. Lou Will. The Rockets, they acquired him. Anthony Davis on this day in 2016, total 59 points and 20 rebounds in a win over the Pistons that day. The career high 50 points, 20 rebounds, and he was just simply unstoppable, basically. According to the post that I'm reading, he shot 24 for 34, and he had a great performance while at the Pelicans. He was playing for the Pelicans at that time in 2016. 2013, the Bucks, they acquired J.J. Redick. They acquired J.J. Redick in a 3-team trade. between the Bucks, the Orlando Magic, and at the time the Charlotte Bobcats. Orlando received Doron Lamb, Tobias Harris, Beno Udry, and a whole lot of players. And yeah, so that's how that that 3-team trade went down. And then last but not least, as you guys can see at the bottom, the Yankees end their infamous facial hair policy after 49 years. Pretty weird events on there, Parker. Some weird events on there. So Parker, so what events stuck out to you there? Stuck out to you the most?
I think when Anthony Davis got 59 points and 20 rebounds. 20 rebounds is a lot.
It is.
And if he went 24 for 34, he was dominating out there.
Yeah, that's crazy. 59 points. That's just crazy on its own. 59 points, but doing 20 rebounds as well. Wow, that's just insane. Yeah, back in 2016, 10 years ago on this day that happened. That's crazy. So that's the only event that you saw as interesting to you?
I think the one where I think the first one was I don't know who the Mitch Kupchak is, but I don't know why they fired him, but he must have done something to affect the team that just made them fire him.
Yeah, and I guess something happened in the front office, but they had to make some changes in the front office, and they got Magic Johnson, play for the Lakers, and they brought him in. So those are the two, the Lakers and the Anthony Davis.
The last one was low key funny.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. It's a lot of weird events, especially that one. The one with Syracuse that I read. Some weird events on here, but definitely that last one sounded weird. Facial hair policy. It is very funny. 49 years they had that, Parker. 49 years apparently, according to what I read. So crazy from the Yankees. All right, so that's that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys. So that's ASN history. You guys can check them out on ASN Throwback on Instagram. They do this every day. They did one yesterday. This is today's. I'm pretty sure they're going to do one tomorrow. So follow them, ASN Throwback on Instagram. They do this every single day with events that occurred on this day. So that was ASN, February 21st edition. All right, let's move on to some college basketball now into our sports topics. Here are the games that happened today. So all of these games happened today. Last night we talked about games that happened during the week and on that Friday. But here's the game right here that occurred today. One of my top games that I put on the Be Ready Sports Podcast Instagram. If you guys checked, you guys can follow us, by the way, on our Instagram, Be Ready Sports Podcast. I put a story out this morning, basically saying all the top games today, and this is one of them. Miami against Virginia. Miami coming into this game as dangerous as can be. Miami, they're a dangerous team over there in the ACC, but so too is Virginia. They're a top 2 team, ranked in the top 15. Virginia kind of had to survive against Miami. Miami, they had a chance to tie the game late, but Virginia ends up getting a crucial stop at the end, and Virginia ends up surviving against the Hurricanes. So, Parker, so what are your thoughts on this game right here? Virginia, who's a top 15 team, a really good team, against a Miami team who is also very good. It's also very good. So battle between two very good teams. So what are your thoughts on that?
I think that game went down to the wire, and every player had to be at their best if they even wanted to have a chance at winning. I think that Virginia pushed through and they wanted it more than Miami. So, yeah, I think just that Virginia probably hustled more and did the small details right.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely. It comes down to those small details, especially down the stretch, it's come down to those small details, especially that defensive stop by Virginia at the
Yes.
end. You know,
especially when you get like, especially when you get tired, it doesn't matter. You still have to like push through and go all the way.
yeah, so true. Your mind gets tired, your body gets tired. It comes down to what you said, Parker. Like, who wants it more? And apparently, Virginia wanted it more, and they got a crucial stop at the end to stop Miami for getting a three, and they did that. They ended up winning the game. But if you look at the box score after the game, with all the players scoring, there wasn't a lot of scoring in this game. Not a lot of 20 plus. The leading scorer actually was in Miami side, Trey Donaldson, who was their star with only 18 points. So kind of this game was distributing scores. So basically there wasn't a standout score in this game from both squads, but it was kind of, distribute. So basically all the players on the court basically made contributions in some fashion. So that's what happened in this game. Virginia, top 15. They end up winning this game against Miami. Virginia, they survived. They're 24-3. Parker, they're 24-3. They're doing really good. They only got 3 losses in the season. They got 4 more games to go until the conference tournament. They've got a big game on Tuesday night against North Carolina State. If you guys saw the score from last night's podcast, we talked about this, and they just blew the doors off North Carolina last week. They blew the doors off them last week, and we talked about that on that show. So if you guys want to check that out, you guys can check that out on the last show. We talked about North Carolina State, NC State. But Virginia will be taking on NC State next. Meanwhile, the Hurricanes, they will take on the Seminoles of Florida State. We're going to talk about the Seminoles of Florida State in a little bit. They got a big win today. Very proud. So, yeah, so Miami will take on Florida State on Tuesday night from the Tuck. All right. Now the big one here. Oh my, who saw this coming? Cincinnati, the Bearcats. Oof. They win today on the road at Kansas. They upset number 8 Kansas, and oh my, this game went all Cincinnati's way. Apparently, Kansas, they had an off game. Nothing was going their way. Cincinnati, everything was going their way. They were shooting. They were making shots. Everything was going their way for Kansas. They had a rough afternoon at the Fieldhouse, at Allen Fieldhouse. And Cincinnati, they ended up beating them by 16, if I do my math correctly. 16. They end up winning by 16 on the road against the Jayhawks. So Cincinnati, they're a pretty good team. But not obviously on the level of Kansas, the top number 8. So Parker, so what are your thoughts on this score right here? Cincinnati, everything went their way today, and Kansas, they basically had an off night. So what are your thoughts on that?
To beat a top 10 team, that's a really good feeling, especially when it's like one of the best teams, and you're not even if you're not even ranked, just to beat a top 10 team, that's a really good feeling, and to hold them to that amount of points and win by that much, that's great for Cincinnati. It's a big win for them.
Yeah, definitely a big win in Cincinnati. They're 15-12. They're an average record, but if you look at the teams that they beat, this is not their first time they beat a top team. Actually, that they actually beat number 2 at the time, Iowa State. Who is, if you guys watch college basketball, they're a top team right now in college basketball. We talked about them on last night's podcast with Iowa State, how great they are. So they ended up beating them. So Cincinnati, I think they've proven that they can beat these top teams like the Kansases, like the Iowa States, that they can basically go down the wire with them. And today, Cincinnati, they didn't need to go down the wire. They just ended in regulation. But Cincinnati, they end up beating Kansas. Big time game from some players here. One of them I want to mention here, Mustafa Thiam, or I don't think that's how you pronounce the last name, because on the commentary they pronounce it differently. So I think it's Thom or something like that. Thiam. You guys can check that out on the box score. But he had 28 points today, went 2 for 5 from 3, and he's a center, guys. He was a center that scored 28 points, went 2 for 5 from 3, and he actually was the leading scorer for Cincinnati. And obviously, other guys contributed for Cincinnati, but he was the leading scorer, and he was only a center. So I think that's him right there. Yes, so that's him right there, number 52. He was the leading scorer today with 28 points as a center. So, Parker, so what are your thoughts on that? 28 points from a center, scoring 2 threes today.
That's like Victor Wembanyama work, because and especially like as a center to score 28 points and being able to shoot from 3. That's like a basically kind of an all-way player there. If he can shoot and get to the basket, and he's a big. But yeah, that's good.
Yeah, very good. You know, he definitely had definitely everything was falling for him, but not for Kansas. So Kansas, on the other hand, Darren Peterson, one of the stars in that team, played 32 minutes, guys. And this is crucial because if you guys heard in that game against Oklahoma State, I believe he only played like 17 minutes. And he basically benched himself, basically. If you guys know that story, you guys can check that out on online. Basically his situation. But, he played 32 minutes in this game, which is very good productive minutes. Got 17 points, maybe not all-star levels that we expect from Darren Peterson, but, it was an off night once again for that whole team. So Kansas, they get upsetted. They're 20-7. Their next game, they got Houston. A team that we're going to talk about next, actually. Houston. They got him at home. So Kansas, they need to turn it around real quick. Or else, just like I said on the last night's podcast with a team that I forgot, I think it was North Carolina, that if they don't pick it back up, it could swirl out of control for Kansas. But they need to turn it around quick. Meanwhile, for Cincinnati, they get a big win. Now the question is, can they follow that up? Because, Parker, we've seen this trend in college basketball, especially in the Big 12 too. I'm seeing this trend in the Big 12, A team gets a big win, a big upset win, but then they lose the next game in a game that they should have.
They cool off.
Exactly. They cool off. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so can they do it? Well, their next game is at Texas Tech, so that's going to be a tough task. Texas Tech, they're without their star player, JT Toppin, but Texas Tech, they've shown that they can win without him. So we're going to see if they can, if Texas Tech can beat a Cincinnati team that's coming off a big win. So we'll see how that goes. All right, so now let's talk about one of the top 2 games that occurred today, Arizona and Houston. Top four matchup today. Arizona, Houston. What a game this was. Went down to the wire. But at the end, Arizona, a team that is missing their star player in Koa Pete. He was not playing in this game. And Arizona beats Houston. They end up being Houston, a team who is very good in defense. And Arizona ends up winning this game. So, Parker, what are your thoughts on this game here between 2 very high-level teams in this one? But Arizona ends up winning it on the road. So what are your thoughts on that?
Both of them are top 5 teams, 2 really good teams. Going back to what I said with Miami and Virginia, I think Arizona wanted it more. And I think they played with intensity and didn't hold back. They actually fought to the end, and that's how they got the W.
Yeah, for sure. Arizona, so if you look at the box score again, Parker, you brought up a game very similar, the Miami game, if you look at the box score, it's kind of very similar to the Miami game, not much 20 plus, but there was one guy that scored 20 plus. He came off the bench. It was actually that guy right there on your screen, number three from Arizona, Anthony Del Orso. He had 22 points in this game, and he had himself a great game coming off the bench for Arizona today. He had himself a great game today. He had a crucial and one in that game versus Houston that I saw. He really had productive minutes today in the game versus Houston. Kingston Fleming's the star freshman. He has 17 points, 8 rebounds. He had himself a solid game, but at the end, it wasn't enough to take down Arizona, the Wildcats. So Arizona, 25-2, doing really good. They're coming off a big win against BYU. Their next game is on the road at Baylor. So here comes this trend again, Parker. Big win, but are they going to cool off or are they going to heat up? So they got to go to Baylor next. That's going to be a dangerous one. Meanwhile, for Houston, they're 23-4, still an elite team, but they're on a 2-game losing streak. That's the first time they've been through that this season. And now they got to go on the road to Kansas. So can they turn it around? We'll see. But they got to go to an intense environment in Kansas on a Monday night. That's going to be a tall task. But both of these teams got to turn around real quick. Arizona, Houston. All right, so now let's talk about this game right here. An upset once again. Hold on. Definitely another upset here. Tennessee, unranked team. They knock off Vanderbilt, number 19. This was an in-state matchup, between Tennessee and Vanderbilt. But at the end, Tennessee ends up winning the game. They had crucial stops towards the stretch, and they knock off their in-state rival in Vanderbilt. So, Parker, what are your thoughts? Tennessee, who's a very good team from the SEC, they beat a top 20 team in Vanderbilt. So what are your thoughts on that on the road?
With Tennessee, an unranked team, they probably did the little details right. And Vanderbilt, they probably held back and didn't push till the end. But Tennessee did, so that's how they got the W. They just they pushed through.
They did push through. Tennessee, big time win for them. 20-7 now. They're 20-7, doing really good. They're on a winning streak now, 4-game winning streak, and now you get a ranked win under your belt. That is something very big. But now here comes this thing again, this situation. Will they cool off the next game? Because now they got to go on the road to Missouri. Missouri, a dangerous team. Now you got to go to their place. That's going to be dangerous for Tennessee. But for Vanderbilt, on the other hand, 21-6, solid record, but they're on a 2-game losing streak now. They're on a 2-game losing streak, but they're at home against Georgia. Pretty solid team, Georgia, but let's just say Georgia basketball is not as good as their football team. Let's just say that. But Vanderbilt will be taking on Georgia next. Tennessee will be taking on Missouri next. Missouri. All right, so let's move on here. Let's see. All right, so now let's talk about my Seminoles today. Yes, the Seminoles, they get the win on the road at Clemson. Florida State had a great performance today against Clemson on the road, 70-65. And the Noles are red hot as can be. They're on a 3-game winning streak. They've won 6 out of their last 7. They're doing really good right now, and they got a crucial road win over Clemson. So, Parker, what are your thoughts on Florida State, who is an above-average team, beats Clemson, who was once ranked, but is still very good. So, what are your thoughts on that?
The Seminoles, if they're on a winning streak, then they must not have cooled off. They must have actually, instead of just staying where they were, just staying at the level of intensity they were at right at that point, they actually heated up, and that's how they got the wins. I think if they want to win their next game, they need to like they need to do the little details right and not just um be thinking that they're like one of the best teams, but you could possibly lose that next game. And Clemson, like you said, they were once ranked team, but I think they like cooled off and started to lower the level of intensity, and so yeah.
Yeah, so in this game, Clemson was making their threes in this game. Clemson was making their threes, and it kind of, I was watching this game and I kind of, went through it because obviously Clemson, they were making their threes, and I thought, shoot, we're going to lose because Clemson's making everything. But nope, nope, nope. There's a guy named Robert McCray the fifth. He put the Seminoles on his back, 29 points, 4 out of 10 from 3-point range, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, and he had himself a great game today as he put the Seminoles on his back as the star player as he is for Florida State, and they knocked off Clemson on the road. And Florida State, they're as hot as could be right now. They're on a 3-game winning streak. Now they come back home and they'll take on their rivals of Miami. That game will be on Tuesday night against the Hurricanes. And hey, I'll take 2 great wins in a row. As a Florida State fan, we'll take 2 great wins in a row. We beat Clemson on the road. Why not? Can we beat Miami at home? So that's for Florida State. They got Miami. Meanwhile, for Clemson, they're
I think
20. Parker Rabbit.
I think if they I think if they want to beat Miami and their rivals after Miami's lost to Virginia, they're gonna like want to pick up the pace a lot more. So they're gonna have to like play defense really well. And but if Miami wants to win, they're gonna have to push through harder, and they're gonna be playing with a chip on their shoulder after that loss from Virginia. So yeah, but I think the Seminoles, they can, if they want to keep the streak going, they're gonna have to do that.
Yeah, yeah. I agree with what you said, Parker. I definitely agree. Florida State they're getting hot at the right time. They're getting hot at the right time. Um, yeah. So Florida State will take on Miami next. That game will be on Tuesday night. Hard work pays off. Go my UM. You must be talking about Michigan. UM, Michigan. Oh my gosh. Nah,
That's
Florida State's gonna.
that's.
What Parker Rabbit?
I think that's my teacher
Oh,
right
the
there.
teacher. Oh, teacher, no. No, Florida State's going to win that one. It's in Tallahassee. Florida State's a tough team in Tallahassee. We gave a hard time to a team that's playing right now that's number 3 team in the country in Duke. We gave them a hard time. And still to this day, Cameron Boozer's bad game was against Florida State. So, give it a shot. Oh, yes. By the way, my co-host said in the chat, shout out to Raisha Saunders subscribing to the channel. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for the support. Keep on supporting. Thank you for the subscription to the channel. We really appreciate it. All right, Clemson, they got to take on Louisville next. I don't know if you guys heard about Louisville. Mikael Brown Jr. He's been doing great. The freshman from Louisville, he's been doing great. Mikael Brown Jr. will be taking on Clemson. That game will be on next Saturday. So Clemson's gonna have a long break. So they got the week off. All right. Let's see here. All right, let's get into here. All right. So now let's switch gears right into the NBA. First time we talked about the NBA in a while. But hey, here we are, NBA. First time we're talking about the All-Star. All right. So before we get into this, Parker, so what are your thoughts on All-Star Weekend?
It's gonna be really hyped up. With all the different like events going on with All-Star games and the dunk contest and 3-point contest and everything. But so as far as the All-Star games, all these players from different teams are gonna have to like come together and trust each other in their abilities, and if they want to like beat the other teams, they're gonna have to execute a lot.
Um, All Star Weekend already happened, Parker. So, what are your thoughts on the overall event, like the
Oh,
dunk contest, the 3-point contest? So like, what is your overall
oh,
thought of All Star Weekend from Friday? You, if you want to talk about the celebrity game, you can talk about that, like the whole All Star Weekend. So, what are your thoughts on the whole All Star Weekend?
I didn't actually watch a lot of it,
All right.
um, but I think that All Star Weekend was really cool, even though I didn't see it. And it was really hyped up with all the like players and celebrities and everybody.
Yeah, definitely. All Star Weekend, is definitely something to watch. Definitely something to watch. Celebrity game, very entertaining. That's the Friday night spectacle. Saturday, obviously, uh, skills weekend. Obviously, we got the skills challenge. The dunk contest, obviously, the dunk contest has not lived up to the hype as it was back, in the day. Obviously the '90s and stuff with Vince Carter, Michael Jordan, obviously that, and then 2010s, obviously with Zach LaVine, Aaron Gordon. That when those two went at it, that was probably the last time we had a great dunk contest. That was probably the last time we had a great dunk contest. But it hasn't lived up to the hype as a recent dunk contest, and it still didn't live up to the hype after this weekend. But then you had the 3-point contest, which was amazing. Dame Lillard, Devin Booker, those two going at it. And then Concanippo being up there at the top, definitely very entertaining. The 3-point contest was definitely the highlight of that Saturday. And then the All Star game. Now let's, fast forward to Sunday. So as you guys can see there, the USA Stars team, they got the win, led by Anthony Edwards and that whole squad. They ended up beating USA Stripes in the championship over there for All Star Weekend, and yeah, so USA Stars, they got the win. So I'm gonna say my thoughts, but first, Parker. So I want to hear your thoughts. So what? So did you watch the All Star game? Like the
No.
all the games? No.
Mm-mm.
Okay, so let me give you like a little thing about All Star. So all right, so I'm gonna give you my thoughts. All right. So these players, they put on effort. They put in effort. They finally put in some effort. Kevin Durant was exaggerating, saying that there was a clip, basically him saying that oh, my bad. Yeah, so basically, Kevin Durant, basically there was a video of him, at a press conference, basically saying that he watched films back in the '70s, basically saying that I don't see anything that you guys were talking about, like Game 7 mentality. Like, no, like we were not saying, obviously go out like it's a Game 7. Like, no, like we want to see you give effort. We want to see these players give effort, because if you guys been watching the past All-Star games, there has been no effort. It looked like LA Fitness. It looked like an LA Fitness run, basically. There's no defense. Basically, players were getting down the court so easily, and it looked boring to watch. And low key, I I didn't watch. I don't think I watched the second game, but I watched the later games on, because I watched the later games, and they put in some effort. And the highlight for me, Wemby, obviously he picked up the effort first, then everybody followed suit, and then that's what made it a great All-Star weekend. And obviously Kawhi Leonard, what a weekend! What a game! What a performance he had throughout all the games. Kawhi Leonard, he had, yeah, Kawhi Leonard was. If he can perform like that in the playoffs, we would be talking about Kawhi so differently. But because of his injuries and stuff, we just don't. But USA Stars, they get the win. Anthony Edwards, Tyrese Maxey, and that whole squad, Devin Booker, that whole squad, they get the win. USA Stars, they end up winning the All-Star game. And we're happy as NBA fans. NBA fans are happy, and that they gave effort, and that's that. So NBA, they're actually back on now. We're actually going to talk about some of these games. So let's start with the Battle of LA, shall we? So let's start with the Battle of LA, the Clippers, the Lakers, Luka Doncic.
I think I saw this.
What happened?
I think I saw this, like the highlights of it.
Oh yeah, the Lakers Clippers.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so what were your thoughts on this game?
Luca was dominating out there. He was making plays. Yeah. The Clippers, they did play as hard as they could, but I think they just like they shot it, but it just couldn't go through the net. So, um, but yeah, Luca had a great game that game against the Clippers. So
Yeah, Luca definitely did. Luca definitely had a great game. As you guys can see there, he had a double double, 38 points. He had 8 threes. He had 8 threes. Yes, he scored 38 points. That was insane from Luca in the Battle of LA. But 38 points, scored 8 3-pointers. So that means if you do the math in total, that is 24 points off threes, which is amazing. He was a +6. So if you guys don't know about plus and minus, basically that tracks, how you impact the game. Obviously, minus is bad, plus is good. And Luca had a +6. So definitely he was impacting the game. He had 11 assists. So not only was he scoring, he was also distributing the ball. He had a great performance. 38 points and 11 assists. That is just crazy for the Lakers and Luca. So the Lakers, they're fifth in the Western Conference. They're fifth in
yeah,
the Western. Parker, go ahead.
he wasn't just he wasn't just scoring. He was actually like executing with his teammates, and his teammates trusted him when he had the ball.
Yeah, very true. They trust Luca, and Luca went off 38 points. So the Lakers, they will take on their rivals, the Celtics. They will take them on tomorrow night. On Sunday night, they'll take on the Celtics at home at the crypto.com arena. Meanwhile, the Clippers, they fall to 27-29. They're ninth in the West, and they will take on the Magic tomorrow night at the Intuit. So that's that for the Battle of LA. Now let's talk about this one. Anthony Edwards, who won the All-Star game with his squad. What a game he had for the T-Wolves as they knock off the Mavericks, Luka's ex-squad. Anthony Edwards, 40 points, 5 3-pointers. So basically that is 15 points in threes. He was a +17. He was really impacting the game. He has 6 rebounds. He has 6 rebounds in that game. So, Parker, so what are your thoughts on Anthony Edwards' performance against the Mavericks?
I think I saw part of this live, and I know I saw him hit 2 threes, and one of those was like contested. And after that, uh, I think without Kyrie, I'm not saying that they can't win without Kyrie, but I think Kyrie would have been like an X factor in that game, going against Anthony Edwards.
Yeah, definitely. Kyrie Irving out with injury,
Yeah,
illness.
and Anthony Edwards, he played really good.
Yeah, he definitely did very good. 40 points. And if you look at the box score, once again, if you look at the box score, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 of their guys were in the plus in the plus minus ratio. They were all in the plus. So Minnesota, they were doing positive things to impact the game, and that's what primarily caused them to win the game. Rudy Gobert at 22, Naz Reid with 21 off the bench. They were contributing, and overall, this was a team performance at the end of the day. But obviously, Anthony Edwards, that 40 points, obviously, that's not something to ignore. That's not something to ignore. 40 points for Anthony Edwards. The T-Wolves, 6 in the Western Conference. Their next game, they got the Sixers, the Philadelphia 76ers, at home. Meanwhile, for Dallas, still struggling. They got to go on the road to Indiana, and they are currently on a losing streak. They're in a losing streak on a 10-game losing streak. So it's not good in Dallas. Not good in Dallas, and they got to go on the road to Indianapolis, the Pacers. All right, now let's talk about this one. Jokic, the Nuggets. They go on the road against the Trailblazers, and they put BTA some of you guys call it VTA, to the Portland Trailblazers. 32 points, 9 rebounds. He had 4 steals. That's just insane. Nuggets blow out the young Blazers. So, Parker, so what are your thoughts on this win from the Nuggets?
The Nuggets just they literally just whooped the Trailblazers. They whooped them. Nikola Jokic is a really great player. He's a great passer. He's a playmaker, and when he can score the ball, he scores the ball. Um, I think he's a great rebounder too, and defensively. Um, yeah. But the Nuggets just had a really great game. I think the Trailblazers were just like they just had an off day.
Yeah, they definitely had an off day. And if you look at the box score again, Nikola Jokic was a plus 40. So he really impacted this game. And basically everybody was impacted in this game in the plus minus ratio. They were all pluses. Nuggets, they get the win over the Trailblazers as expected. You know, the Nuggets are third in the Western Conference. They're contenders in that stacked, loaded Western Conference. They got to go on the road to Golden State, the Warriors. They got to take on the Warriors on Sunday afternoon. Then the young Blazers, who are 10th in the West, they got to take on the Phoenix Suns on the road. All right. Let's see here. This one. All right. Now let's talk about this one. The Miami Heat. I want to talk about my Miami Heat here. Miami Heat fan. The Miami Heat. They knock off the Atlanta Hawks on the road in Miami. 30-27. They're having a somewhat good year. Tyler Hero. He was the main story in this one. Tyler Hero coming off the bench. 24 points in this game. He was the leading scorer for the Miami Heat. And he did a very good job. 24 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal in this win against the Hawks. So, Parker, so what are your thoughts on this one for the Miami Heat as they knock off the Atlanta Hawks?
Tyler Hero is a really great player. Shooting wise and playmaking wise, I think I think the Hawks they needed like more. They just had an off day, and they needed to stay locked in and keep up the intensity if they wanted to shorten the score. Like if they wanted to shorten the gap and like make it not like seem like a blowout.
Yeah, definitely. You know, if you guys were watching this game, well, like kind of a little bit, but the Heat, they actually had a lead in this one, like a 10, 15, maybe a 20-point lead at one point. And if you guys watch the Heat, they usually blow those leads. But I'm glad they actually kept the lead. And they actually won by 31 points. Yes. Ava's Playhouse. Yes, Miami again for the win. They're on a 2-game winning streak. On the road, they beat the Pelicans and the Hawks. They won by 31. They're doing really good. They're doing really good right now. Miami, their next game is tonight. Actually, they're playing the Memphis Grizzlies tonight. So yeah, so the Miami Heat with Tyler Hero, they end up knocking off the Atlanta Hawks. All right, Parker, are you ready for your Q&A?
Sure.
Yeah. All right. Let's take this down. Let's talk to you. Hey, Coach Tony.
Really, I get on you like, oh, you. Really? That's how you welcome me onto my show. You just say, oh, you. That's how you gonna do me today. You want me to go back? You want me to go back out?
What do you mean, oh, you?
You want me to leave? You want me to leave, Carlos?
What do you mean, oh, you? I'm just saying hi.
That's not. That's not how you say hi. You was like, oh, you.
No, I never said you. I don't know if I did, but hi, Coach Tony. How are you?
Really? Now you gonna patronize me? Talking about, hey, Coach Jody, how you doing?
All right. So Parker, this is my co-host, Coach Tony. All right. All right.
Hi,
So let's get.
Parker. Hi, Parker.
Uh, yeah, there's a delay, Coach Tony. There's a bit of a delay because right
What's
now
up,
Parker.
Coach?
And
Yeah,
that was a
because
heck of
right,
a delay.
yes, I know. Yeah, so right now he's not at his house, so obviously expected delay, guys. But we still gotta keep the show rolling. All right,
Well, I'm
Parker.
gonna let
So let's.
you know. I'm gonna let you know, Parker, that you are currently now Instagram famous too. You're streaming live on Instagram right now on our Instagram page. So if you look to the left, that's the Instagram live. You
Yes.
can give yourself a wave to yourself. You're gonna see yourself waving.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. We're also live on Instagram. So hello, all the Instagram viewers. We're just starting the Q&A portion live. We're just starting the Q&A portion here. So welcome the Instagram audience. And yeah, so let's get right into it with the Q&A portion. All right, Parker. So what inspired you to play basketball? Parker, you heard me? Oh, technical difficulties on his
No, we're
side.
going in and out.
Hmm. Coach Sonny, you want him? Do you want him to come back in, come back out, come back in, or we just?
Um, Looks like he's back with us.
All right, Parker. So, what inspired you to play basketball? Yeah, yeah, it sounds like it.
Oh, sorry, I come in and I just crashed the show. Wow, really?
I think NBA players inspired me because when I was like, when I was, when I was,
Oh, Parker, can you repeat your response? You went in and out there.
uh, what inspired me were NBA players because when I was younger, I used to watch NBA highlights with my dad, and then I was like, I wanted to be like in that position. I wanted to be an NBA player.
All right, all right. So I'm assuming your long term goal is to be in the NBA, correct? Parker, are you heard me? Oh.
Yes,
Yes. All right. So you agree your long term goal is to be in the NBA, right? Oh.
yes.
All right. All right. Yeah. Yeah. Apologies, guys, for the delay. So get used to the delay because we're gonna have a delay with this thing. All right. All right, Parker. So which side of the ball you like playing better, offense or defense, and why?
I like playing defense more because you can like after you score, you can get the ball back as quick as you can. But on offense, you like it's not that I don't like offense. I love offense, but on offense, you like it's not like you can basically you just have to like be the defense if you want to score. But I like defense more because like as you can
All right. So you
and
love
like
defense.
feed it to your teammates.
Oh, my bad. My bad. Parker, you can continue.
Yeah, defense is also a game changer.
It is.
You
It
can
is
turn the
indeed.
game. Yeah, you can turn the close game into a blowout, just like that with defense.
Yep, that's right. All right, Parker. So, what do you like most about playing basketball?
I like that I can play with my teammates and have fun with them, executing, playing defense, and like being dominant on both sides of the ball.
All right, all right. So what do you like least about playing basketball?
He must be at a hotel or something.
Yeah,
Losing.
I know it is. What?
Ooh, I am glad you had that response.
I hate losing the most.
You
Oh,
know
okay.
what?
There you
You
go.
know what? That response, that means you're the 1% of hoopers. Because that one, I posted it on our page earlier today, that the 1% of hoopers, one thing they hate more than anything is losing. They do not accept it. It is not okay. Um, they will learn, think about that loss until the next time they to the next game. They get in the gym, they work on the things that didn't work in the game. That's that 1%. So Parker, you that 1% based on that answer.
Yeah, that's right indeed. All right, Parker. So, what's your favorite basketball memory so far?
All right, Parker, you is your mom and dad, if your mom and dad is by you, go ahead and go out, have them reset your internet and come back in.
Hmm?
So I think, because yeah, if your parents is by you, go ahead and go out the live stream, have them reset the internet on your device and come back in, because then it'll probably fix that lag.
All right. All right.
So while we get that
So
fixed.
like come out and back in.
Yeah. So come back out and then come back in. So basically, just what Coach Tony said. So come back out and then come back in. Apologies, guys, for the technical difficulties on Parker's side. Parker right now is not at his house. He's at a hotel, I believe. Yeah. So obviously, hotel Wi-Fi ain't the best. Obviously,
Oh,
you know,
tell me about it.
I've been to many. I've been to many hotels.
Well, I was on. Yeah, I had to do one when who was I interviewing? You were away. I was interviewing dang, what's the boy's name? Hold on, I'll tell you in a second.
You know,
But I had to go out and come back in that live stream like 50 million times. I didn't
yeah,
think we was going to get through the episode because that internet was like
yeah.
trash.
See, I don't know how you get a road show and I don't. I never had a road show. Yeah, guys. Fun fact: 105 episodes of doing this, I never had a road show. You know, every one of those shows have been same scene where I'm at, same scene, same room. 105 episodes.
Yeah.
Never had a road show. Never been on the road show.
You've been on the road. You just haven't been on the show.
Yeah, yes. Like obviously, I've been on the road, obviously, but we haven't been like I haven't been live on the podcast. There was one thingy that there was one episode that was gonna happen, but behind the scenes things didn't work, and obviously that went down. But You know, it must be so cool to be on the road live, but obviously I haven't had that experience yet. Obviously, I'll have that experience in the future. Obviously in the future that's going to come by. So yeah, but obviously 105 episodes still. Never
Oh
had a
yeah,
road.
that was episode 46. Carlos, I was interviewing Kevin the Sandman.
Oh, oh
Um,
yes.
right
Um,
here in South Florida. He's right by us.
yeah. I was in Atlanta. Okay, Parker, test, test, test. Can you hear me? Hmm.
Hey, coach.
Coach, talking to you.
Yes, Parker. Can you hear us, Parker? Testing one, two, three. Can you hear us? Tell your dad he might have to switch you on his hotspot.
Mhm. Problem with the internet, guys.
Parker, Parker, Parker. I bet you he's in Atlanta with
I'm
that big
back.
tournament. I bet you he's in Atlanta with that big tournament with Trey Man leading them.
Atlanta. Atlanta.
Yeah, they got a huge one down there. At the same facility you guys played at when you were down there.
Where? At
That's where
the
they're at.
Swanee
I don't know the name of it, but I know it's that big facility where you were at.
Convention Center.
Yeah. Can you hear us, Parker? See,
Yes.
I come on here and crash the show.
No, it's all right.
All right, go ahead, Carlos.
All
Let's
right.
do the rest of the Q and do the rest of the Q and A. See,
All right.
I come on here and crash.
Oh, that sounds delayed. Okay, Parker. So, what's your favorite basketball memory so far? Once again. Oh yeah, we're delayed. Delayed.
Yeah, I hear you asking the question.
When I was in Fort Myers and I hit a big time three against like one of the top teams in the state, and I hit a big time three and the rest of the team and we sealed the win.
All right. So over there in Fort Myers. Okay, Fort Myers. Okay.
Mm. You hooped
That's
down there in Fort Myers before?
I did. A long time ago, actually. 4 years ago. I was there in Fort Myers. The Basketball Alliance, that tournament. All right, so Fort Myers. All right. So, what are your strengths as a basketball player? Basketball Alliance, that tournament. So,
My strengths are that I can shoot the ball really well and I have a high IQ.
all right, so shooting and high IQ. Yes, those two are very important things. Obviously high IQ and then shooting. Obviously, if you see college basketball, there's plenty of shooters. There's very good shooters, very good high IQ. So those two combinations, that's a dangerous combination. So all
And
right,
y'all gonna see when we get into the show and tell. We got some good compilations of here on Parker cooking defenses.
yes, that'll be later on during the show. We will see that, and you guys will see it for yourselves. All right, so what is something that you want to improve on in your game?
I'm just gonna leave that up there for the rest of the Q and A.
Hey, if Parker wins, then yeah, if Parker wants, then yeah, he can definitely.
Sorry, what?
Okay, Parker. So, what is something that you want to improve on in your game?
Beat.
Parker, can you hear me?
Yes.
All right. So, did you hear my question?
What is something you would like to improve on in your game? Something you'd like to improve on in your game.
Okay, we're delayed. Okay,
I'd like to improve being more of a threat on defense.
All right, so be more of a threat on defense. Yeah, that's definitely very important. Defense that's also very important as well. Yeah, Jason's as concerned as me and Coach Tony. Like, Parker, you there? Yeah, yeah. I think Jason's equally as concerned. Don't worry, he's here.
I'm here,
He's here. He's,
Jason.
He about to come. He's about to come down there and put a missing person report out for you.
Some first report.
He's like, "Where you at?" No, I'm just kidding, man.
All right. All right, Parker. So, what do you do to mentally prepare for a game?
Like, what do you do to stay locked in? To get locked in for your game?
Yeah. I think right now we're on a delay. So,
I just visualize myself in like the ball going in and me and my teammates executing really well and being able to win the game.
All right, I like it.
all right. So, what makes you a good teammate?
I am a playmaker and I encourage my teammates on and off the court.
Encourage your teammates. Yes, that's very important. Encouraging your teammates. All right, that's good. All right, so what's your favorite basketball move?
The hezzy.
The hezzy. Okay, yeah, the hezzy works with everything. You could do a hezzy cross, hezzy into a jump shot. The hezzy works for everything. Hezzy's like the in and out. You can set it up in any way. Yeah, the hezzy, very good move. It's also a very shifty move as well. All right, so do you like playing against man or zone, and why?
I like playing against men because when you're playing against man, there's the person guarding you, right? And when you move around a lot, that person has to stay with you. So if somebody sets an off-ball screen on your man, you're able to get open easier in like a man coverage. But when it's in zone, like a person on defense just has a specific spot. Even if you like move around a lot, that person is still like in their assigned spot. They're not actually following you because wherever you're going, there's probably another person in that spot.
All right, I got you. All right, so if you could play in any arena for one game, what arena would that be and why?
It would be in Madison Square Garden because I feel like that's a great environment to play in.
I love that answer.
That is a great choice. It's Madison Square Garden, the Mecca. Not only for basketball but for events, boxing. They call Madison Square Garden the Mecca of boxing. Obviously, boxing, basketball, any indoor events over there at the Garden.
See, Carlos. That's why that comment is still on the screen.
Yeah, because he wants to hoop at the Mecca, Madison Square Garden.
They're not going to put his last name on the back of his jersey. They're just going to put him. on the back
Yeah.
of his jersey when he go in the NBA. He's gonna say him.
All right. So, what is your favorite?
And then on the front, sorry, Carlos, they're not gonna have the team name. They're gonna remove the team name, and they're just gonna put "I am." So when he on the court, front gonna say "I am." Then when he turn around, it's gonna say him. That's what it's gonna say on his jersey. Custom
Wow.
fitted.
Hey. If only Adam Silver can legalize that, then I don't know. If Adam Silver,
He gonna be a game changer, like just like Jordan did it with the shoes. He gonna be a game changer with the
hey,
name "I am" and him on the back.
if Adam Silver can legalize that, then hey, you can do whatever you want. All right, Parker. So, what is your favorite NBA team and why?
OKC.
Mhm. Okay.
And because I feel like I know they have a lot of great players over there, like SGA and Chet Holmgren and Jalen Williams, and I think that they're such a good team they can win without SGA or Chet.
Don't forget they just added Jared McCain,
Okay, too.
and he went off last game
Yeah, I
when
know.
SGA was out. He was doing. He got another guy that can get his own shot. Like he put the offense on his back, and they're gonna be crucial.
Yeah,
In the
definitely. I think
playoffs.
definitely they're with Oklahoma City is their cohesiveness as a team, like their togetherness as a team. That I feel like that's what stands out to me with Oklahoma City. It's their togetherness, their youngness, their talent, all that combination. That's a dangerous combination. That's why Oklahoma City is one of the top teams over there in the West and in the league. So, yeah, Oklahoma City. All right. So, who do you idolize your game to? No.
Chef Curry.
Oh wow,
Wow, he called him. He
Chef.
said he said Chef Curry.
not Steph Curry, Chef Curry. Okay, so why is it Chef Curry?
And not SG.
Because he's a great shooter and he's a great shooter and I'm a good shooter and I think if I can develop my shot as I can shoot as good as him, even better than him.
Hmm?
All
We
right.
got we got another guest challenging Steph Curry. No, I'm kidding. He ain't challenging.
Well, Steph Curry's only getting older, So if you want to get that challenge in, you better get it now because he's only getting older. So, all right, Parker. So besides basketball, what other sport would you like to try and why?
Oh, let me guess. Mm,
Baseball.
football.
It's
Oh,
a baseball. Okay, what?
baseball.
Why
No,
baseball? What?
because because I would like to use something besides just using my hands all the time. Like I would actually have something to hit with, and plus I like baseball. I just like hitting it.
Hmm, baseball.
Did,
Let's see.
did, yesterday, Carlos put up when we have an unbelievably crazy segment. Shout out to my man Lambo Landon who is the one behind that segment. He put up a graphic. Well, we call them overlays about the top paid players in every sport. And guess in America sports who had the highest contract?
Like the highest paid player in MLB right now.
Why you give him the answer?
No, I just said highest paid.
Aaron
But you gave him the answer.
Aaron
I
Judge.
was at. I was
Aaron
Isn't
Judge.
No, it's not even Aaron Judge. He's not even in the top five. Aaron Judge.
no. It was baseball.
Yeah,
Sport.
baseball. Yeah,
The sport.
he's not
You
Aaron
gave him
Judge.
the answer. I was asking him which sport had the highest paid
Oh,
athlete in America, and you gave him the answer. It was baseball.
I never said baseball.
You did say baseball.
Oh, I thought you was talking about who.
No, I said which
I thought you
sport.
said who.
I thought you
No,
said
which sport has the highest paid? Football players, soccer players get paid the most out of all sports, all team sports. They got ridiculous contracts. Well, the let's take that back. There's only 5 that are getting massive contracts right now. Everybody else is getting like contracts, but baseball players in the United States get paid the most. So sorry, Dad. If he decides after this podcast he wants to switch sports and make baseball his major sport, I do apologize. That was not our intention. Dad's probably shaking his head right now. It's like we're about to end this show right now, sir. Right? Don't be putting thoughts in my son's head right now.
Yeah, definitely baseball, definitely has the highest paid athlete. And all right, so do you want to guess who is the highest paid athlete in baseball?
Like I said, Aaron Judge.
It's not Aaron Judge. It's not.
Look at this face, bro.
It's Aaron Judge.
Nah, it's not Aaron Judge.
Who is it? Who is it?
Oh, he tapping out already, Carlos.
It's happening already.
Yeah, you might as
Who
well
is
just
it?
tell him he tapping out.
Shohei Ohtani.
I don't.
70 million.
I don't know who that is.
What? Guys,
What?
it's been a great show.
What?
Thank you for tuning in to the Be Ready Sports Podcast. We gotta take some time out here to educate our wonderful guest on Shohei Ohtani, who is right now the best player in Major League Baseball.
Whoa. Yeah, Shohei Ohtani. I don't know.
They're comparing him to Babe Ruth, and he's
because he can hit. Not only hit, he can pitch. He's unstoppable.
doing it all. No, he's doing it all.
It's crazy. Speaking about baseball, they actually started spring training.
Yeah, that's right. That's right after March Madness. After March Madness, NBA Finals, then you go into baseball.
Yep. Interesting months on the way. Definitely. All right, last question. What are your favorite hobbies / interests to do outside of basketball?
To solve like problems. Just to like play catch like with football and baseball, and just to like hang out with my teammates,
All right.
like do fun stuff with them.
All right. That's cool. Yeah, hanging out with teammates, obviously that's, key moments. Obviously key moments you're going to remember, live on, for the rest of your life, hanging out with those teammates, definitely that's going to be some key moments. Definitely. All right.
All right. So what we're gonna do? We're gonna switch it up right quick, Mister Parker. Let's take this down. All right. So before we get into your show and tell, we got a little time here. We're gonna do a little role play. Okay. So Carlos is gonna be our $200 million man. He's gonna be greater than Stephen A. whatever his last name is, and he's gonna boot him off of ESPN and take his job. So Carlos is him. So we're gonna do a role play. This is your rookie year. You just shattered the scoring record in Madison Square Garden. And Carlos is going to interview you. Okay? What is the record in Madison Square Garden right now? I think, what is it?
I'm actually searching it up right now.
I think it's like...
It's telling me Wilt.
I thought it was Carmelo who had the record in Madison Square Garden. He hit him up with a 60 piece.
Yeah, but what the heck? Alt at MSG. Apparently, according to still show. Or wait, hold on. What the heck?
All right, Carlos.
Okay, whatever.
He's ready. He's ready for his role play.
Yeah, it's definitely a high number. Let's just say that it's definitely a high number.
Yeah.
All right.
You just shattered the record of Madison Square Garden. You just dropped 88 points in in 3 quarters. And no, I'm just kidding. Not 3 quarters. You scored 88 points because it was like you might as well stay in the game and shatter Will's 100-point record, right? But just you dropped 88 points in at MSG, and you have the record. And Carlos is going to interview you.
Mhm.
All right.
All right. So,
Are you ready? You got to be hyped, man. You just dropped
Partially.
88. You got to be hyped, man. You just dropped 88 points at Madison Square Garden. You
Okay.
shattered the record.
mhm.
All right, Carlos, you ready?
Yes. Yeah.
You are live on the post game in Madison Square Garden, and you're in wherever you're going to be at ESPN. In 3, 2, 1, go.
Yeah, Parker. So, all right. So you break the scoring record at MSG, the Mecca, Madison Square Garden. So first of all, before I talk about the scoring record, like, how is it like your experience of playing at Madison Square Garden?
I think it was a great experience. I think I played really well.
Parker, you got cut off.
Yeah, you got cut off a little bit. Can you say your answer again?
I said it was a great experience, and I think I played really well.
All right, for sure. All right. All right. So many great players has played at Madison Square Garden. I'm pretty sure you know Kobe, LeBron, MJ. You know all the great players has played. Carmelo. All the great players has played at Madison Square Garden, and you're up there with the greats. So so how's it feel to score? Shoot, like 88 points at Madison Square Garden tonight. Parker, you hear me?
It feels great. I think I can play better. Um, I'm going for the record next time.
So you want to break your own record. I heard you say you want to play better, but hey, but what's playing
No,
better than what happened?
I think
So,
he's trying to go for Wilt's record.
I want to beat Wilt's.
hmm, all right. Hey,
I want 110.
110. Hey, and that's a tall task. 110. You know, you know, uh, you gotta, every time you touch the ball, you gotta shoot a three. That's basically my advice to you. You gotta shoot the ball. You cannot pass the ball. Like 50 times you get the ball, you gotta shoot it. Because if you think about it, 50 times three is about 150, and if you make
I need to.
50 threes miraculously, then hey, that'll break the record. All right, Parker. So you break the scoring record of 88 in recent history. Now, so how do you take this momentum to the next game?
I think I will score more in the next game.
All right. All right. All right. So hopefully, your next game, you win your next game, and then we'll definitely be following you. All right. All right. Good game.
I just got one other side note question, Parker. You're coming in. Don't be rolling your eyes at me, Carlos.
Thank you.
Oh, no. I'm not watching something from above.
You're doing this as a rookie. You came in here first time in Madison Square Garden. You dropped 88. You beat Kobe Bryant's has record of 81. So I just I just want to thought I just want to ask, what do you see career trajectory going from now? Like, where do you see yourself going from now? Like, I don't think no one's ever going to beat your rookie career high. Like, coming in here, scoring 88 points, first time at Madison Square Garden as a rookie. You beat Kobe Bryant's 81 points. You're 12 points away from tying Wilt Chamberlain tonight. What is what's next for you, Mr. Parker? I think you were shooing for Rookie of the Year with this performance.
Um,
Don't worry, guys. He's thinking. He's thinking. Parker, can you hear us?
getting more rings than Bill Russell.
Ooh, I love it.
Oh my goodness.
I love it, man. I love high expectations. It's great to have high expectations for yourself, and you put yourself as the greatest basketball player of all time if you do that. All right, you ready to get into your show and tell? I think he's ready to get to his show and tell. He's like so excited that he froze himself.
Yeah, I think so. There's a delay on their side.
All right, you ready for your show and tell, Parker? Can you hear us? All right, so Carlos,
Yes.
all right,
Okay,
let's
here
get
we
it.
go.
Let's go.
All right.
All right. So real quick, we did a contest on our 100th episode that we just had a couple weeks ago, and yes, we're going to show love to our winners for these next few episodes. And you ready to see the photo that won the photo contest in our 100th episode, Parker? All right, Carlos,
That's a yes.
show him the winter.
All right. The winner is
No, the winter.
the winter.
No, not the winter. That's a season. The winter.
The winter is Tay Medina, guys. Tay Medina from Texas. Plays on both sides of the ball. Football player from Texas. Plays receiver, plays linebacker. You know, he's a pretty hard hitter. He's a hard hitter on the defensive side of the ball. But yes, so this was his during his media day for his team, team over in the state of Texas. And yeah, so that's his media day. So he has a tough helmet, tough visor, and ultimately he ended up winning the overlay portion of the contest. So yeah, so this is Tate Medina.
What are your thoughts on this picture, Parker?
It looks tough. I like the gloves and yeah, it looks tough.
All right. My audience loved it too, so they voted him the winner. And this is Carlos's guy right here. But we're gonna do this again for our 200th episode. We're 95 episodes away. I know they're like, wow. So we're gonna have a lot of time to get some great photos. I might not take photos off the pedestal. But so far, we're going to show you a few here. And what I want you to do is just rate it 1 out of 10. 10 meaning that if we don't put this thing on the 200th episode to win, we need to fire ourselves off the internet. And 1 meaning that this photo needs to be burned and never showed again. So 1 out of 10. And so far, this one is in the lead for our guy Carter Penn. So what do you? So on a scale of 1 to 10, what do you rank this photo?
Um, like a 6.
Man, he sounded depressed. This man said, "Suits." Carter, man, you're losing your mojo here. All right, so you get that, Carlos?
Yes, I did. 6.
6. And he has another one. What about this one?
A 5.5.
Oh, that one's going lower.
Okay. Okay.
And what about this one?
Like a 7.
Oh, our guy, Mr. NES, got a 7. So it looks like he's jumped into first place so far, Carlos.
Okay.
All right. And this next one, I'm going to show you. You don't have to vote on it, but just tell us the story behind it. Your photo portion is going to be very quick. And we also use this one for the advertisement. So before you give your answer,
10.
he
Oh.
said it. Oh, he wants to. Oh, you trying to say you want to enter this in the contest? Is that what you're saying? Oh, you hear that, Carlos? He wants to enter his photo in the
Yes.
contest.
Mm-hmm.
What do you
Yes.
give it? What do you rank this, Carlos? 1 out of 10.
Hey, like, I really like how the attention's on Parker. Like, I like it. Like the blur background. Like, I like it actually. Like, I'll probably go with a 9. I'll probably go with a 9 for this one.
It is very tough. It looks
Yeah,
like he's floating on air.
Yeah,
Like
that's
his feet does not look like it's touching the floor. It's like he's flying. It's like this is a photo from the 88-point game he done had at Madison Square Garden.
That's regard.
So we'll officially enter this. You think that'll be? You think I kind of like that over Tate's photo. Just on the background. No,
It's competition. It's competition.
You got a good all right, we're gonna leave it up there on every episode, Parker. So all our future guests get to vote on your photo. You okay with that? Awesome sauce. Well, enough about talking about pictures. We want to show everybody why you tough. Oh, he's thinking. Don't tell me it's too late. You can't change your mind now. It's officially entered in the contest. You can't change your mind, Parker.
I just wanted to automatically win.
He wants an auto bid. He wants the Notre Dame treatment, Carlos. He wants the auto bid.
The Notre Dame treatment. Hey, I really don't like what they did to Notre Dame either, but hey.
All right. So hopefully you're able to see these videos that we're about to show you because we also did a video contest, Parker. And
Okay.
since the winner is somebody that was very close to Carlos, I'm gonna let him show you the video that won.
Okay. So,
You can give him the
um,
backstory behind it too.
okay. Yeah. So backstory. This was a game winner. Um, late in the season, high school season, needed this game to like be better in the postseason, basically, and we kind of needed this win. So this is my brother coming up, and this is a 6 second clip. That's that won the for video portion. So by the way, I didn't vote on this on the 100th episode. You
And
guys
neither
can
did
look.
I.
Neither did Coach Tony. So if you guys want to look it over, review that. Obviously, you guys can check that episode 100 when we voted when our guest that came on voted it. Obviously, we didn't vote on it. No bias. All right, but here's the clip right here.
Um,
Yeah. What are your thoughts, Parker?
I
He looks.
thought it was gonna be like I thought it was gonna be like a full court shot
Uh oh.
or like a no look.
Oh my goodness! This happened yesterday's show. This happened. This exact moment, Parker,
Goodbye,
happened.
Carlos.
Parker, this exact moment happened on yesterday's show when I showed his brother's clip, just like that. He got booted. He had technical difficulties and got booted off the show at the exact same time. Man, this is crazy. But oh, come on, don't say that. Don't say that. He'll be back. He got to fix his. He got to fix his equipment. But I'm going to show you the full video of that whole segment. This one wasn't voted on, but I'm gonna show you the whole segment. Okay, you ready?
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'm gonna show you the whole video. Now that was the whole sequence. Now, what are your
Wow.
thoughts on the whole sequence?
I think the team that was on defense, they should have trapped the guy who made that shot. Just not let
Yeah.
him like get through it.
If you look like on half when he got to half court, it looked like they was trying to intentionally foul him, but the refs didn't call it. That's what it looked like, and then he just came down there and hit the game winner on him. All right. But
Mm-hmm.
speaking of game winners, now, like I said, we're doing the same thing on our 200th episode. We have two nominees, and this next video is also by Carter Penn, who I showed you the pictures on earlier. He also got a video that he submitted in, and it's also a game winner. We call this one point 6. You ready?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
All right.
Wow. That's tough. Like, and he had to get it up quick. So
Mm-hmm. So on a scale of 1 to 10, where do you vote that?
um 9.
A 9? So let me give you a quick backstory on that one. So they were down in that game. So Carter the kid that shot the game winner, he had two free throws. I think he missed one and made the next one. And so it was zero point 0.6 seconds left. All they had to do was inbound the ball, but they had an inbound violation. So they turned the ball over back to Carter's team, the red team. And then when they got the ball, they inbounded it, and then that's when he hit that game-winning three. So that's crazy, right?
Wow.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's a terrible way to lose a game. But our guest yesterday, Mr. DJ, submitted a video as well, and this one's also going to be voted on. So play the video, and you can vote on this one 1 to 10 to see if it should be on the 200th episode. So here you go.
That's DJ before the virus. Yo, that's
Yep, that was our guest from yesterday,
yeah.
Mr.
I
DJ.
think I actually played with that kid.
Yeah, he's
I
from
think I actually played with him before.
yeah, he's actually from South Florida. He's a Florida hooper too.
Yeah, I think I played with him before.
But that don't mean give him a 10
Yeah,
because you know him. I don't mean give him a 10 because you know him. No, I'm joking, man. I'm joking. All right, so what do you give him so how do you rate
9,
that 1 out of 10? You give it a 9 as well? Oh, so they're tied.
8, 9.
So you give him a 9. All right, and Talon Wilder said, "Let's go." As you can see the comments right there on the right side. But you ready for your show and tell for your videos?
Yes,
They're pretty long. Which one do you want to see first, the long one or the short one?
the short one.
All right. It's not really short. It's a minute and 55 seconds. That's a short one. All right, here we go. Y'all get your popcorn ready. Um, Relax, and y'all gonna see why we reached out and invited Parker on the show based on these compilations. So let's go. And you can actually talk through this one, Parker, so you can tell us what's going on. Tough bucket. Oh, that was super tough too. He actually stopped you. Oh, oh, that looked like SGA right there. So this is how you guys. This is how you get 88 points in one game. Oh, look at that Hezzy. Oh, split the defense and one.
That's an 8.
Ref better had called
I
it.
missed the free throw.
Yeah. And I got that Hezzy again. Pull up. Bang. Was this an 88-point game right here? Oh, look at that Hezzy. Oh, get off me.
Number 8 was guarding me the whole game. I was like I was trying to get rid of him. Like I was just trying to get him off me.
Oh, so he was being a pest. Ooh,
Yeah.
I like that pull up in transition right there. That was tough. Nice finish. Another pull up. Dang, I better step up that defense. Time to read the scouting report. Foul. Good no call though. So you got the 3. Boom. Man, always working. So you go by PJ, right?
No, I hate
No.
being called that.
Uh-oh. You heard that,
I
Dad?
mean, I had to be called that when I was with. I had to be called that when I was with another, like, one of my old coaches, but now I don't go by that anymore. Some people still call me that though.
All right. Since you don't like it, I'm not going to call you PJ. All right. So that compilation, was that all one game?
No, that was 2 games.
Okay. Well, you was cooking with you was cooking with gasoline that game.
I
It
know,
looks
but
like
nobody else was like doing any. I'm not saying they were doing nothing, but I'm not saying they're doing nothing. I'm just saying they weren't like producing enough.
um,
Like I think I had 30 points in both of those games combined.
it looked like you had 88.
Huh? Yeah, I guess it has.
It looked like you had 88
But yeah,
points.
they were. Yeah, but we still executed in that though.
That's good, but sometimes sometimes you gotta put the team on your shoulders and be the leader, like you talked about earlier. So that was pretty good to watch. So let's get into your long
I just
video.
had to step up.
Hey, sometimes you do, but you did a great job. Great job. So let's get into your long video. This one's about 2 minutes. You ready? Oh. You ready, Parker, for your second video? Uh-oh. Guess who's back?
Yes.
Back again.
There you go.
Carlos back.
Finally.
Tell a friend.
Mhm.
Guess who's back?
Guess who's back?
Yeah, Parker was trolling you though. He was like, "Bye bye."
Yeah, I know.
All right.
And I saw from backstage before I left. I saw that, Parker.
Why you
Like,
trolling my Why you trolling my co-host like that, Parker?
like
That's not
what?
that's not nice.
Yeah, I know.
You hurt Carlos' feelings.
Nah, nah, and it wasn't that bad. I've been
Or
through
did you
this.
did you see the Did you
I've
see
been,
Parker? Did you see the first video compilation?
no,
Okay,
I
let's
did.
watch the video.
I just came in.
Uh, should we show him again, Parker? You want to show him? This is your show. It's up to you.
No.
Oh, he doesn't want to show you his first video. I'm
So
sorry.
I guess I gotta watch it back. All right, I'm
Sorry,
just watching back.
Sorry,
Fine.
Carlos. Which one is it? Yay or no? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, yes, indeed. All right, do it again.
My man's intense. He's like, yes. All right. Here you go, Carlos.
Yes. All right, so it's on mute. Okay. What the heck? Oh my gosh, you made that. Oh, that's nice. That's a nice move you did there, Parker. All right. What is that? Okay, fade away. All right.
Look, that was SGA right there.
Yeah.
That was SGA approved. Now look at this. Come off the
Oh,
screen, Hezzy. Move, little dude.
oh, that's
And
tough.
one.
Yeah, that's a good move. Let's see what they do here. Yep.
That's
And
what I always. This is what I preach to my kids, man. I always preach to them. Um, read, read the defense, and then attack.
yeah, if they go under, you shoot it. And plus, I don't know if you saw there, they went soft coverage. So basically, if they went soft coverage, you shoot that every time. Left
Nice,
hand.
nice left-handed floater, little dude.
That's not left hand. That's right hand.
Or whatever. Still nice floater.
I
Uh,
guess. Yeah, but that's nice though. Behind the back into a three.
and also, I teach them if they're playing aggressive, like Mr. Parker did on a
Wow,
couple of these sequences.
that's
When
gutsy.
especially when number 8 was hounding them, retreat, read, then attack.
Yeah,
That was a foul, but good no call because he was able to get that 3 off.
yeah. Because if they would have called it, it wouldn't have counted. So
Number
yes.
18 looks lost. He looked like he don't need to be out there. And do not call him PJ. Do not call him PJ.
Okay, all right. Let's call you Parker. All right. Hey, those are nice. Pretty gutsy moves on there. Gutsy as I mean, like there was one clip where you shot a contested three. With like three people in that area. You shot that three and you made it. Hey, that's gutsy.
All right. Well, now
Second video.
let's get to
Yeah.
the second one because we're
Okay.
almost at our time limit. Let's get to
Yeah.
the second one.
Yeah. Let's go to the second video.
The pass! There we go, boy! Don't even matter.
Yeah. Hold on. Okay. Hold on for 1 second. Yeah. So I saw a clip on that clip. You made it three on his guy right here. Tony, you saw that, right?
Saw what?
That was the one. That was the one I was telling. That was the one I was telling Carlos about the one with the memories. The question that he asked me.
Yeah.
That was the 3.
Oh, that was a three right there. Oh, shoot. Hey. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
and also,
the ref got in the way.
yeah.
Like the ref almost cost us the game.
Mm.
Yeah, I know, literally, because if you got hit, then yeah, and that would have been game. But the reason why I spoke up because 'cause Tony, you know who he hit that three on, right?
Who are you making fun of now, Carlos?
Your boy Cam Rosinski.
Oh, you talking about Cam.
Yeah, your guy.
That was when he was playing for that was like when he was playing for Trey Man.
Yeah, like, do you got any thoughts about that?
You trying to start a beef or something, Carlos? What are you talking? What are you trying to do?
I'm just saying, that's your guy, Camden Harzinski.
Hey, everybody gets scored on.
Oh, by the way, your guy Jason clarified this earlier. Yeah, we beat the Trey Man Elite and Fort Myers. They're number 3 in the country. So yeah, he clarified that earlier on the show when you talked about that during the Q&A section. Yeah, so that's, and he hit a big time
And
3.
we dropped 70 on him.
70. Oh wow, that's crazy. That's college basketball scores. 70.
And you gotta tell Camden, Florida athletes are different, bro.
The whole
Tell him, Parker.
team executed just to get that.
Tell him, Parker. Florida athletes are the best. Tell him. Say Camden Villavoso. Florida athletes are the best in the nation. Say it like that. Word. Florida athletes are the
Florida
best.
athletes are the best in the nation.
Not Texas.
Not Texas at all.
Fun fact: they had a heated debate on one of our episodes. We were interviewing J Rock, and they had a heated debate on Florida versus Texas. And
yeah, you guys can check that out with J Rock's episode. I don't remember what it was, but I think it was I don't know.
It was recent.
Yes, yeah, so you guys can check that out if you would like. It was me, the kid Coach Tony is talking about, Camden Villavoso, and J Rock. So you guys can check that out in the archives of our podcast on YouTube.
All right, so Carlos, you know what time it is. Let Parker know what you feel about him.
Yeah, Parker, big time shooter. You're a big time shooter. You're not afraid to hit the 3 in the big time moment. Obviously, and also the clip that I was talking about. The gutsy move in that first clip. When you had like 3 people around you and you shot that 3. Yeah, so that supports that claim of you're not afraid to hit a 3 from anywhere, and like you hit 3s. You're a shooter, and plus your way to the basket that I saw there. But hey, you're a very elite player for your age, Parker. So keep on going, and just keep on going. All right. All right. I'll take that as approval.
Thank you.
You're welcome,
All
Parker.
right. So before we let you go, because before we let you go, there's one question I got to ask you, Parker. All right. I see that you wear number 7. What is the story behind your number?
I don't really have one. I think I just picked the number and stuck with it, and it's been my number like for over 4 years.
Oh, I was going to call you Baby Carmelo because you was looking
I
like
first started
Carmelo
wearing
out
number
there.
7 and 4.
I was going to call you Baby Carmelo because I was thinking about Carmelo when he was playing with the Knicks when I was watching you doing all those moves on the court with number 7, looking like Baby Carmelo out there.
And plus, in that second clip, that second compilation, you had a lot of swag in that one. I remember one clip you wore all pink, hot pink. The other you wore all lime green. The other is blue. So and I love the swag that you got on there during that second compilation, Parker.
Yeah, about that.
Okay.
Yeah, about that. Did you know that I changed that color combinations every game?
Yeah, and I did. You wore hot pink, neon green, and then blue. Yeah.
He got your brother beat with the game swag.
Yeah.
I
So
have
what's
a
like
lot.
Parker weapon? So what's like the inspiration behind that? Just just to wear it.
Um, I think it's just like my style, and yeah, basically it's just my style, and I think it like makes me have swag.
All right.
Well,
Yeah, I like it.
keep it up. In about 20 years, you're gonna have little hoopers mimicking your swag, want to be like you. So keep it up. All right, Parker. Um, this time, the part of the
Thank
show, the
you.
floor is yours. You can give out as many, give out your the last shout outs you want to give on the show. Tell them where they can find you on
Yeah.
your social media and what you got coming up next.
Shout out to all my teammates, every single one of y'all, my family, my friends, everybody who pushed me to get to this point, and yeah, thank y'all.
And where can they find you on social media? How can they follow you?
And you can find me on Instagram at PJ the Hardway, and yeah.
Well, since you don't go by PJ no more, you might need to change that. And last but not least, what do you have coming up? Like what tournaments or events do you have coming up so your fans can follow you?
Um, I'm in a tournament right now in Georgia, and we played tomorrow. We already played today, so
Hey,
Mhm. Atlanta.
there
you
should
you might
be
run
something new soon.
you might run into Trey Man Elite again because they down there in that same tournament you're in.
Yeah. So that was earlier in the show. Jason saying, yeah. So basically, your teammate and your team, Warren Stars, they cooked the ATL Cavs today from Atlanta today. So
Atlanta Cavs, yeah.
yeah.
They're supposed to be one of the top teams in this year. No.
Bro, Parker, you got to understand
Well,
Florida
I think
athletes are
that.
different. You got to understand, Parker.
Hmm?
Florida athletes are different. Not everybody's
I know.
not everybody's on our level out here. Even our rec leagues are high competition. That's how tight the competition out here. Some of your rec league athletes will probably be stars in other states. Yeah, I said it. All right. Did you go over the when you did the show prep? Did you go over the ending of the show
Yes, I did. Yes.
and not to log off when we go off so we can do the break to the show breakdown?
Oh yeah, Parker. So make sure after we end our show, please make sure to stay here. So stay here. All right. So after we end the show, make sure to stay there. All right. So uh, so we get so we can do a small wrap up. Right.
He didn't do it. Look, you scared him. He's like, "What the heck?" He said, "What the heck? What the holly?" You scared him. You saw how big his eyes got when you said that. You scared him, man. You gotta do a
Small
proper.
wrap up.
You gotta do a proper show prep, man. You can't be scaring our guests like this.
All
All
right.
right, Carlos, go ahead, do the spiel.
All right. All right. So I'm gonna try and the spiel, the long spiel. So please make sure to like, share, subscribe, hit the bell icon on YouTube so that you get notified when we go live. We're here live on YouTube. So please make sure to like, share, subscribe, hit the bell icon. Also follow our Instagram. Should be scrolling down the ticker right now at Be Ready Sports Podcast on Instagram. That's where we post sports news, podcast clips, anything related in the sports world or podcasts related. That will be on Instagram. So please make sure to like, share, subscribe, hit the bell icon so you get notified when we go live.
Oh, hold on, Carlos. give a shout out to Hudson Jade in on our Instagram live. She gave you a shout out, Parker. She gave you a swag with the I don't know if you can see it with the when they do the flex. And she said she'll be in Atlanta for a competition. She's a combat athlete.
All right. Shout out.
So hope we'll have her on the show one of these days. We reached out. We just waiting to book a date.
All right. So that's that. All right. Silent Fear down online. This is Theron West II, former guest of ours. This is his clothing line, Silent Fear down online. So this is a clothing line. You guys want to check it out? That's the website, silentfear.online. Donate to Zelle, not Cash App, at 954-664-8962. That is where you can donate to the show. All proceeds of the show will go towards the show to upgrade and make it better. So you can donate to Zelle at 954-664-8962. Pickup Portal. We brought him in. He came in here just a few weeks ago to talk about the updates about his business, basically. So if you're a coach that needs players for the weekend, the coach can just simply go to the Pickup Portal, pick up the players that he needs to fill in those spots. And if you're a player that wants to play for that weekend, you can put yourself in the portal and you can get picked up by a coach and just connect like that, and you can play that weekend. So he first did base.
I forgot to acknowledge basketball is now live on the Pickup Portal.
All right, there you go. So that's the update from Tony, and then those.
Yeah, I forgot to update it. He told me that last week, and I forgot to update it on the shows. My bad, Sean. But
Yes,
basketball officially went live 2 weeks ago.
Okay, so there you go. So Pickup Portal. They're doing basketball, basically all the major sports. You guys can say that. So Pickup Portal.
Yeah, only baseball, softball, and basketball is live right now.
All right, baseball, softball, there you go. Those are the sports that are live. So you guys want to check it out, pickupportal.com. You can subscribe to Kaysen Velez. This is the first soccer player that was on this show. You can subscribe to his YouTube channel at CV7Rocket. That is his YouTube channel. Subscribe to Remy Payne, the first athlete actor on this show. You guys can subscribe to his YouTube channel at Remy Game Football 5250 football player. Last but not least, it's William Miller. Coach Tony interviewed William Miller back in episode 90. I'm going to say episode 90. Yeah, so William Miller, combat athlete, motivational speaker, great guest on that podcast, on the episode. So if you guys want to check it out, that is his website. It's williammiller.com.
And after he been on our podcast, he done got so many. He done got a lot of invites. So now he's getting. I don't know. I'm putting his business out there on the street, but
NIL.
He's getting NIL from just being guest starring on podcasts.
Name him his likeness. Hey. Name him his likeness. All right. Let's do this, y'all. All right. In 3, 2, 1.
Now, Parker, to be ready, you gotta what?
Stay ready.
There you go.
All right, and tune in tomorrow. I won't be here because I got a late game tomorrow. Shout out to the Hurricane Basketball Academy. We're going to try to continue to improve. But Carlos will be here interviewing Tice Hamill, 8th grader. So he gets to interview an older hooper who was teammates with one of our past guests. So tune in.
One-on-one interview tomorrow. So
yeah. I unfortunately will not be here. I know y'all love seeing my ugly mug on the screen, but I will not be here tomorrow because I have a game at 7. So tune in tomorrow.
All right. See you guys tomorrow night.